What's up, guys? In this video, we are going to talk about how me and my friend Rob, we teamed up on a project to make a beat out of random noises that he captured with his field recorder. Now, if you want to see how it's done, stick around. So this is going to be a very quick walkthrough of how I made this beat out of the random noises that my friend captured. Now, I'm going to do a more in-depth video later on, but for now, we're just going to rush through this bad boy. So the way it's going to work, guys, is I'm going to show you the original sounds that I used to make each element of the beat, and then, of course, I will show you what I came up with. So let's just start with the kick drum. The kick drum was made using 4 different elements. The first one being the basketball dribble. The second element I used for the kick drum was the water jug tap. The third element was the door slam. And the fourth element I used was actually just a 60 hertz tone that I kind of tucked in there to give it a little bit more bass. Now, if you're listening on a laptop or a phone, you're not going to hear this unless you have headphones on. So let me play that for you real quick. So those were the elements that I used to make the kick drum. Let me play my kick drum sound with all of that mixed together one more time for you. Now for the hi-hat, I actually made 2 hi-hats. Now in the first hi-hat, I used the smoke flare. Let's take a listen to the original clip. The portion of that sound that I used from the smoke flare was actually the little transient right at the beginning, right when he pulls the pin. Now the second element of the first hi-hat was actually the ball in the spray can. So let's take a listen to the original clip. So those 2 elements made up my first hi-hat. Let's listen to what I came up with. Now, like I said, I actually made 2 hi-hats. The second hi-hat sound uses those 2 sounds that we just talked about, and then I added a third on top of it. That third sound is actually the spraying sound from the paint can. So now that we've taken a listen to the elements of the hi-hat, let's see what I came up with. Now for the snare drum sound, I used 2 elements. The first one being the flare, but not the initial transient like I used earlier on with the pin being pulled, but more of sort of the middle section of the sound. So let's take a listen to the original clip. Now the second part of the snare drum sound was the lever on the water cooler. And of course, let's take a listen to the sound that I came up with for the snare. So that pretty much made up all the elements of my beat. I did use the snare sound and reverse it as another element. And there was a very small whoosh sound that I created using the dish that fell in the dishwasher. Let's look at the clip real fast. Now that whoosh is at the very beginning of the beat. You can barely even hear it, but it's in there. So at this point, that's pretty much all the elements that I made for the beat. Let's take a listen to how I programmed it and laid it out. This is pretty much the beat that I came up with. Take a listen. So at this point, the beat was sounding pretty good, but I knew that I wanted to do some scratches over it, so I used one more sound. Let's take a listen. It's actually the sound of him going, ah, after taking the drink of water. Let's take a listen to the video and the audio here. So I used that sound as an element to scratch over the top of the beat. I also used a few words that he had kind of sent me in a video intro for this project. So I'll play a little bit of that intro for you guys, and you can see how I chopped some of those out. Take a listen to that footage right here.
All right, so you know those videos that make beats out of all these random noises?
So that's the sounds that I use to do the scratching over top of the beat. We've already kind of listened to the beat by itself, so now let's take a listen to not only the audio, but I made a video for you guys of me scratching over the beat. Check it out and enjoy.
All right, so you know those videos that make beats out of all these random noises? Me and my friend Jesse, him and I have been talking about doing something fun and collaborative, and this might be it. So check this out. Maybe we use this. Make beats, 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 make beats out of all these random noises.
So that pretty much does it for this project. It was a lot of fun teaming up with my friend Rob. I had never actually made a beat out of random sounds, so it was a new challenge for me, but I thought it came out pretty well, and I hope you guys liked it. And of course, I hope you guys liked the scratching video as well. So hopefully we'll do another creative project. I don't know, but if you like this one, hit the like button. Of course, subscribe, and thanks for watching.